It's me, Tealeaves. Sorry, it's dark. I wasn't planning on making this video, but I'm just kind of in a mood. And since I'm wrapping presents, it reminded me of something. Hang on one second. Alright, watch out. Bills, do not eat that. That's Toby's. You cannot have it. No. 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 Cannot have that. Sorry. Nope. And you can't have that either. Sorry. Can't. Nope. Stars. Can't do it. Not today. Okay. So, I turned Gunsmoke down. Okay. So I'm wrapping presents, and it reminds me of actually a dream I had. It was an ongoing dream. Kind of started turning it into a story, but ended up not. But it's cool because the girl, when she shows up at this warehouse for the first time she eats at this warehouse. No, Jerry. First time she eats at this warehouse. No, Jerry. No. Sorry, kitty cat. I gotta wrap the present. It's gotta be ready for my brother to leave in a little while here. He's gonna go up there to his fiance's, and so this is gotta be ready for her. Anyway. It's from Benji. Today's Aunt Mandy. So, but wrapping the present, I'm very, like I said, I'm very functional when it comes to wrapping presents. Actually, I wish I had my glue stick. Anyway, I don't like how tape looks. No, Jerry, don't walk on that. I'm going to put tape on the bottom of your feet. You want me to do that? You're being pushy. Roger, you're pushing my buttons. Oh, you're smelling that stuff I got for Toby. Okay, well, no, never mind. Anyway, sorry. This is, I should have mentioned very first off, this is one of my whatever junk videos. It's just me personal stuff, not important stuff. So, no, don't walk on the gift, please. Anyway, like I said, I'm very functional when it comes to wrapping presents. And at least I'd like to be. Sometimes you can't help it, but just have to functionalize in a different way to just get it done. No. But otherwise, I like to do things a certain way, certain rules, so to speak, all the way through. You follow certain rules, no cutting corners. And when you're not bombarded and overwhelmed with wrapping 50 different presents, you can do that. So after the holidays, my best presents actually are the ones after the holidays, as far as wrapping goes. They have bows on them, ribbons. The paper is lined up just right. The wording on it is not cut off. You get all of Merry Christmas, not just Merry you know. Some people wrap things in paper that, well, it works for them. It doesn't matter. So that's all that matters. But yes, I'm very particular about my wrapping. And, which of course reminds me also of a memory, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. So the dream that I had, the first time this girl eats at this place, this warehouse place that she goes to. No. You can't have it, Jerry. They found the kitty cat distemper stuff. Toby. We got it for him so that maybe he could chill out a little. Just gonna try something. Anyway, what was I saying? First time that she eats there, it's like a, let me see if I can explain this right, because I don't actually have the little book in front of me where I wrote it all down. But it's a very simple meal. Actually, it's almost like a kid's meal type thing. But the way it's put together, each item, it's chicken nuggets, french fries, mashed potatoes, gravy, I think corn on the cob, something else. I can't remember exactly, but everything is individually wrapped. It's like you get these little, they're like little gift boxes. The one of them kind of remind me of, like, the little Chinese box that has the, it's shaped like that. Hold on, let me see if I, yeah, it's shaped kind of like that, and it has the little handle, right, and it has the flaps that open. So I kind of think along those lines. But they're like little puzzle boxes too. Like, the one says, the one has this little string attached to it, and it has like this little tiny, it's not, is it glass? It might be glass. I think, but the way it's, gosh, I really should have just gotten the book out and read it directly. Maybe that's what I should do instead. Well, I'll just still finish this just in case. And then if you're interested in further, then you can see the video where I actually read that part. But it's got like this little glass, and hang on, I gotta let Toby in or he'll get upset. He's cranky, hence why we have to do this temper. Yes. Come on in, Toby. Come on, quickly. We're in the process of something. Judy comes on soon. Are you coming in? No? Okay, he just wanted Bells to come out. Jerry, don't do it, buddy. Go on, buddy. Mwah. Shoot. Oh, look, Jerry, you can see yourself. Look, Jerry. Look. Look. Probably can't see yourself very well because the light's not very bright. Say hi. I'm Jerry. Meow. Okay. Anyway, it has like this little glass piece attached to it, and maybe it's not circular, maybe it's a triangle or something. Anyway, it's got some kind of little like riddle. Basically, you have to look through it, and I can't remember. The riddle ends up making the girl in the dream think she's got to use it on her foot or something. I don't remember. It's crazy now. But you end up looking at this particular item on this box through that lens. And once you have, I think there's like something that moves. And when that thing moves, now there's other lines that start absorbing through the paper. They get released and you can see them starting to bleed into the paper that this thing is wrapped in. So now all of a sudden there's all these other lines that are pointing all the way around the box, and you go this way and you go that way, like one of those little ball mazes where you have to go this way and that way and that way and that way and that way, or like, you know, those little puzzles, mazes. Quit, Jerry, quit. Just to be able to get to this one particular spot where you pull this tab, and all of a sudden the box pops open, and there's your chicken nuggets. So cute. And then there's another one that's like a tube, and you ever seen them? Actually, I just recently watched a video of Mr. Bean for Christmas, and he had like a cracker, they're kind of like a Tootsie Roll. You have the round thing in the middle, and then you have the ends that are kind of twisted. And if you untwist it, it opens, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you pull it, the crackers, I guess if you pull them, they pop. So it's kind of similar to that, only instead of popping, it twists. You end up twisting this container, and when you twist the container, the mashed potatoes and the butter, which are not combined yet, start swirling together through this thing. And it's so cool because as it comes down to the bottom, now you have these buttery mashed potatoes, freshly buttered, warm mashed potatoes. Because the thing that they go through is like kind of a warming thing or something. I can't remember exactly. Again, I should have read the book. But then there's also like this little, I don't remember how the gravy happens. I think it comes down comes down the outer edges of the tube. So the mashed potatoes and butter on the inside of the tube, and then there's another tube on the outside of that, and the gravy kind of drips like rain down into the mashed potatoes, and then it not onto the mashed potatoes. There is a panel, and if you pull the panel, then that allows the gravy to join the mashed potatoes. Otherwise, it doesn't. They can stay separate. So some people don't like gravy on the mashed potatoes, right? And the girl in the dream apparently didn't, because she likes to dip her fries in the... Actually, she likes gravy cheese fries. And she uses mashed potatoes too, which is something I do, by the way. My kids love it. Anyway, it's just basically gravy cheese fries over a bed of mashed potatoes. It's delicious. It's double the potato, double the starch, but it's delicious. Anyway, another package is a string. It's like a box type thing, but there's this little string that you end up pulling. Now you pull the wrong string, and it doesn't come out right. And the person who's eating with her actually, I believe, demonstrates that to her using their meal, because they've had this meal before. They know what it is. They demonstrate this to her, showing if you pull the wrong string or something. So, but if you pull the right string, then the paper begins to unravel in just a certain way. And I think once it unravels, it ends up showing a message or something. But it has to unravel in just a certain way. Not only on the box does it show this message, but now there's also, when the paper lays flat from where you've unraveled it in just a certain way, it also shows a message as well. And it's a key to how you actually unlock the box itself, because now you have to figure out the combination thing to, sorry, I've got the TV on. I just turned purple. I want the sky to be purple. Don't ask it. I'll tell you about that sometime. Anyway, so you have to unlock the box in just a certain way. And if not, you don't get your food, which are the yummy French fries. So, what was the other thing? Gosh, I really should just read it. I really should just read it from the book. It's a lot better. But then there's also a dessert, which she actually doesn't get. And the funny thing is the dessert that she ends up getting that night, the person who's eating with her ends up putting it in the freezer just because she's stuffed after she eats his food. But by the time she's played with it and eaten it, she's stuffed. So she can't do anything else. So the person ends up putting it in the back of the freezer, and it gets shoved to the back. Funny thing is, the dessert that she gets that night is not the dessert she was supposed to get. It was an accident. It was a screw up. The restaurant, let me see if I can remember it. It's basically a combination of Willy Wonka and Lewis Carroll. And I think it's Lewis Carroll's. I think that's what the restaurant's called. Oh my gosh, this restaurant. One of the dreams that I saw, you see her going into this restaurant. Oh wow. It's like, remember in Willy Wonka when they first go into the chocolate, or not when they first go in the chocolate factory, but when they first go into the big room of the chocolate factory, and he starts singing the song. Oh wow. It's like that. It's like that. I remember reading what I wrote later on, what I could remember. And I was just like, I kept hearing that song in the back of my mind. Like, it was beautiful. It was really pretty. It's really cool because in this restaurant, inside the restaurant itself, every so many feet is dedicated to a country. Their bird, their flower, special items about them, things like that are all on these shelves all the way around this restaurant. Every country. If I'm not mistaken, the girl of course I'm not going to tell you about all the dreams I had, but in the dreams, some of the dreams, that she actually goes back and she goes through to try and see if every country is accounted for, because the guy who owns the place, Vaughn, he says it is, but there's just no way. I mean, there's a lot here, but like, there's no way. It's one of those things. I got to count this myself, kind of thing. But every wall, all the way from the top to the bottom, has all kinds of symbolic things about that country. And and then you go outside and there's this garden. Oh my gosh. I can't even remember all the things in this garden. And if I even try to start explaining it, I won't do it any justice, because oh my gosh. Hang on one second. Now another cat. All right, Jerry. All right. You go ahead. Tweet and go on. You only wanted to let Toby in. You wanted me to come to the door to let Toby in. That's nothing. Nice to know you take care of your roommate. Next, it'll be Bells. Okay, so. Okay, like I was saying, I gotta finish this wrapping. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the whole thing I was bringing up is because of that food thing. And Lewis Carroll's. Oh my gosh, this restaurant. He's not who you think he is. Vaughn, the owner of the restaurant. But I can tell you it's because of a war that he chose his path. That he chose to open this restaurant. And he just opened it the way the way he designed it and everything. All the countries coming together to eat together. And if you could bring all the people of all the countries together, it's like if you bring all the leaders of the countries together and you had them eat in this particular restaurant, the way it's set up, would war exist anymore? Oh my gosh. One of these days, maybe I'll actually write that story because it's really cute, actually. It's corny. It's corny. It's like a teenager's love story thing. But it's got some cute little scenes, exciting little scenes. I mean, there's one where they're drugged. It's an accident. It's an accident. This warehouse is housing some very important things, and in order to protect them, there's this this gas that gets released if you try to open up certain doors, go in certain areas. There's this gas that gets released, and the first gas that gets released is called euphoria, or the euphorium, something, and it actually it's kind of like makes you feel really good, kind of like maybe like what helium, or I don't know, whatever. Anyway, makes you feel really good, and feel like continuing on down the hallway. Like it makes you brave, makes you think no matter what you come in contact, you can handle this, right? It gives you that kind of feeling. And then you get far enough down these hallways that you're not supposed to be going down, and then you get this other gas, and I can't remember what it's called now, but it's paralyzing. And the reason why is the people who are in this warehouse, they don't just want, when people come in to try and steal something, they don't just want to deter them. They don't just want to scare them off. They want to catch them. Because, God, yeah, wouldn't want to. So this stuff actually paralyzes you. Well, supposedly on accident, this girl ends up messing with a keypad that opens one of those doors. And she doesn't actually open the door, but somehow messing with the keypad releases that gas into the rest of the warehouse. And it's not like a huge amount or anything, but just enough to cause some la feeling, we'll just say. And they have a cupcake battle. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. And then she ends up becoming a pirate in the kitchen sink. It's fun. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm excited. I like that story. I know. Of course I like the story because it's my story that I was writing, my dream. Of course we always like our own stuff, right? And then of course we think the world wants to hear about it, which is one of the reasons I said, mostly towards the beginning of this video, that this is just a silly Tealeaves me thing. It's not important. It's not part of the theory. I'm not sure how I'm going to title it in order to let people know you really don't have to watch this. It's really not important unless you just kind of want to have more of an insight on what kind of person I am, I guess. But, yeah. Because besides being Tealeaves, the mental health person, I'm also just me. I'm also important. I have feelings. I have goals, dreams, aspirations that have been put on hold because of the theory, because of my own folly, and just in general because they'll never happen, because we don't always get all of our dreams. Oh, that reminds me of the black. I created this pirate. It's not the same pirate as the one in the kitchen sink. This is a different pirate. She's called the Black. And basically she takes away the dreams that we are stuck with when we become adults. The childhood dreams, the ones where we dream of becoming the astronaut, or dream of something, blah. But then we end up not becoming that, and going a different route. You end up becoming the astronaut, instead you end up becoming the business person or whatever, marketing, I don't know, whatever. Well, sometimes that works out fine for people, and those dreams don't bother them. But some of us become adults, and those dreams are bothering us, and we don't even realize it sometimes. Because we've created a picture, those dreams create a picture in our head. And seeing is believing, so now we have something to believe is what we will become. And when we don't become that, then that picture in your head now becomes a lie. So there's a lie in your head. And that lie can cause mental health issues. Isn't it incredible how a dream can do that? It can cause mental health issues later on because there is this lie in your head. And for as much as it's like, this is how life was supposed to be. This is how life was supposed to turn out. And it's not. That picture shows one thing and life is another, but that's not, no, the picture said this. And for as much as you want to say, well, it was just a dream, so it can't get caught that way. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Most of the time, it probably doesn't, because, like I said, people make sense of the reason why they didn't end up becoming the astronaut, and then they move on. And that's okay, because now the dream makes sense as staying just a childhood dream. But things can get confused in the brain, especially when it starts looking for answers and it starts delving into those deep down things like childhood dreams. And because even though dreams have not happened, like memories are facts. That's why they're on the functional side, because they are little facts. And even though dreams are not memories necessarily, they can sometimes kind of flow that way. It all depends upon the mental health and at the time of, and also later on. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Really, Jerry? Did you hear him? He chirps. He doesn't meow. He chirps. And I can't even do it. It's so soft and so... I thought it was his sister. I'm sorry. I'm not, one for the genders thing or whatever. But I thought it sounded like a female noise. Oop, it's the boy. I actually had some interesting thoughts about the gender stuff yesterday. I'll share that another time. Really didn't want to turn this video into a theory thing. But I just did talk about a theory thing. Oh well. I'm sure I'll repeat it again another time. But anyway, the black goes around and she uses her dreamcatcher sails and takes the dreams away from adults so that they can let go and finally make sense of where their life actually turned out, how their life actually turned out. It's fun, isn't it? But that's not, oh my, excuse me, just because this is a silly video, I feel comfortable sharing this. That's not how she originally, that isn't how she originally came out. It's kind of like the, they call it in the Pirates of the Caribbean series, Davy Jones. He had this particular job, then he got away from it. Now, technically he's dead, so you can go back to it. In her story, she had this particular job. She don't do that. Don't. Please, Jerry, no. Thank you. He listens very well. Bells doesn't. I can tell you why. But anyway, we're not going to go into theory stuff. Yes, animals are affected too by the emotional functional. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. But she gets the opportunity to actually go back to what her original was. But while she was not doing her job, she was doing... I can't tell you what she was doing, because that is dreams that we'll say are going to stay locked. We all have moments where we have weird dreams that are... the other night. My dreams would not leave me alone. I finally figured out why. It was actually because of an issue between me and my mom. It's actually my issue. My mom's issue too, but more so mine. Maybe one day I'll share that. I don't know. I actually have it on audio recording. But it was more so my issue. Anyway, though, It's incredible the kind of dreams your brain wants to pull up. But anyway, yeah, those were very intrusive. Wouldn't leave me alone till 5:30 in the morning kind of dreams. Well, that's kind of like what happens with the black while she's taking a break from doing her dream catching thing. Anyway, then she gets back to it. But you don't find that out till you hear the bedtime story about the black. And that's also in the story. Wow. Now I'm thinking about all these different scenes. Oh well, this video I'm sure is long enough. It's probably like, yeah, it's like 25 minutes long already. Do you hear him? Come here, Jerry. I don't know if I get real quiet, maybe you can hear him. No, he's not going to chirp. He was chirping. I promise you he was chirping. Well, that's Toby. Hi, Toby. How are you, buddy? Hi, buddy. Is that Toby? Look. Look. Is that Toby? Look. Who's Toby? I point at it and you look in another direction. And then Jerry shows up. Hi, Jerry. Hi, buddy. You know, it's funny. I've been always a cat person. I was okay with dogs when I was younger, but I was more of a cat person. And then when I got sick, I didn't want anything around me. I didn't want people around me. And I had little people of my own, so that was kind of difficult. But I didn't want animals. Toby was around. Well, part of that time that I was sick, he was around. He has depression and anxiety. He uses his tail as a pacifier. Don't you, buddy? Meow. But, I know, but you can't. Sorry, buddy. Like, they're moving so fast in my head, all those different memories. I had this dream for like a year and a half. It was ongoing. It was every night and every day. Really, Jerry? My kitty cat. Anyway, maybe another time, I guess. I'll talk more about it. Oh no, I was talking about Xena and Hercules in the dream. Apparently I was a dog. I wasn't a dog lover. The people who were in the warehouse had dogs. And I ended up becoming a dog lover because of that. And it's funny because Xena and Hercules, they ended up having a litter. And I named in the dream. I guess you can tell it's kind of like me in the dream. It's me, and it's also not me. I can see little things about like other people I've known in it too. But I think it's supposed to be mostly me. But the puppies are named after the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But it's funny because when they're born, the scene that happens when they're born is kind of like the 101 Dalmatians. It's kind of similar to that. So, yeah, there were some fun dreams. I don't know. I really wish I had been able to finish writing that book. But one of the reasons I had to stop was not had to stop, but my brain stopped was because I was writing it step by step by step as it happened. You know, sometimes people write things and, you know, well, this happened at the end of the book, this happened at the beginning of the book, this happened in the middle of the book, and they write it all out of place. But I wasn't writing it I was writing kind of chronologically. And when I got to the part that involved the dreams involving the League of Legends stuff, because there wasn't a very clear understanding, I'm guessing, between me and Riot Games, where they basically, hold on, let me let him out. He's chirping again. Okay, if you want to be out, then we're going out. There you go. Anyway, because there wasn't a clear understanding between us, I tried messaging them and asking them about, would it be okay if I used their stuff because I had these dreams and I wanted to write them. But it would be included in this bigger book. And I don't think they quite understood that, because the only kind of messaging I got back was, once I do that, they would own it. So then I tried to clarify by saying, okay, you can own the League of Legends part, I don't care. Well, the rest of the book is mine, and I only say that, technically I only say that because there's actually other people involved. Like, what was it? Well, Gordon Ramsay, because the one dream I had, it was actually about how bad of a parent I've been. Man, my son would be a cook right now. He'd be a chef, probably. But I screwed up. Anyway, sorry. It's kind of emotional for me. I look back on some of the things that I've screwed up with my kids, and I can see them. And even if he hadn't turned out to be a chef, I'm not going to get down on myself, because I'm not the only thing that influenced him in his life. But I was a big influence. So, wow. Anyway, but there's a whole lot of other people involved in the story. If not just people, also, I'm going to turn this light off because it's just like wasting. I don't think it's actually really doing too much. Gosh. But like musicians, and there's some actors. Now the big thing about that is it wasn't such a huge deal to try and contact the musicians, because I was just using the music just as it came, just as it was written. The only reason I would had to have contacted, like Dave Matthews Band, I used some of their songs just the way they came, but one of them I changed, and it was Gravedigger. I had this dream where the song got changed, and I didn't realize what it meant at first. The part where he says, "I can feel the rain." One day, in the dream, standing in the kitchen singing that part, "I can feel the rain, I can feel the rain," and all of a sudden the word changed to "I can feel the pain," but not "I can feel the pain, I can feel the pain, I can, no," and so then you're like, forget it, right? I sang it wrong, whatever. So then you try again, you listen to the song again, but this time it's not "I can feel the pain," it's "I can feel their pain." And then that was I guess that was kind of like my mind's way of reminding me of some things that happened when I was younger. Because remember, I was bullied as a kid. I was bullied, picked on by the kids in school. And then